G'day, Wazza. How you going?
Hey, Patto, good, thanks. How are you?
Awesome, awesome. Have you been following King of the Hill?
I have not as much as I have other events, but yeah, I've been checking in on it and keeping an eye on it. It's going long. No surprises there, but it could be going for a while still.
Yeah, well, Backyard Ultra veteran Blaine Burke. He's one of the final two. He's doing well. He's looking strong too.
Yeah. He's looking pretty good at this point. And
Mm.
the other guy, I think it's Peter, is still
Yeah,
running. Yeah,
yeah.
he was one of the equal first place last year. So
Mm.
he's put 75 on the course last year. He's potentially got a lot more to go too.
Yeah, I reckon. They're putting on the hardcore Harry's guys. They're putting on an absolute masterclass on how to do a good live stream. I reckon.
Yeah, and those guys are all over their social media. I think we touched on that last episode. They're really good. Their Instagram updates are frequent
Mm.
and detailed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I reckon it could go for. I reckon they could go for 100 hours.
They could, they
Yeah.
could.
It's going to be. I'll be tuning in. But Biggs,
Yes.
talk
Speaking of
about.
100-hour events,
Yeah, yeah. These all the Australians did well, really well.
oh yeah, 100%. But yeah, could couldn't be more impressed with all of them.
Mm, yeah, I mean Phil obviously was the last one standing with 114. It was such an exciting finish to the race too. Were you
Yeah,
watching it live at the time?
yeah, I was. Yeah, the last few laps in particular were great just to see Evo giving his all, calling it as done, and then Phil getting him up and going out again. And the two of like it was amazing just how much like they pushed on that last lap for Evo, and it was actually one of his faster laps in the period.
Mm,
He came in at, I think on the last lap he came in at about, what was it, just on 52 minutes. He'd been sort of 58, 59, 58, circling the drain as you say, right towards the end. And then yeah, obviously just the push to know it was his last yard, and also that Phil was going with him.
yeah.
Yeah, just amazing to get there.
Well, it
But
just
I loved his spirit. Like, he was clearly done, sitting down, had about 8 minutes to spare. Phil didn't even go to his own tent to get ready. You could see him. He was ready to go out for that last yard. Stood there just keeping an eye on Evo, making sure he was all good. Went over to the start line. 5 seconds to go. Evo jumps up and runs to the start line, and it's like, is he going again? I
yeah.
reckon if he'd had the gall to go out again, I reckon that would have been a fantastic fight. But yeah, like it was. Yeah, I loved that ending. It was great.
Yeah. It just goes to show that like when you're working together or running with someone else in a backyard ultra,
Yeah,
there's just something about it. You find some extra strength, don't you?
that's it. You give that little bit more.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah. Should we talk about the other Australians just a little bit? Dan Carmack killed
of
it,
course.
23 yards.
Yeah, I'm so impressed with his growth, and for someone who wasn't unprepared for the event. Obviously, he's been doing his training and everything else, but as a almost last minute call up to join the team,
Mm,
yeah, to step in and increase a PB by 18 yards on
yeah.
one of the toughest courses in not great conditions. I reckon that was, yeah, absolutely phenomenal result.
Yeah. And it was so exciting to watch as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, the White Kenyan and Jimmy B, 77 and 75. Is that right?
Yep, 77 for Ryan and 75 for Jimmy.
Yeah.
Both again fantastic results. Obviously, everyone was, they were both obviously aiming for higher, but it's just one of those things. On the day they did everything they could and got as far as they could on the day. And yeah, look, fantastic result from the both. Like,
Yeah.
those are not numbers to sneeze at.
Yeah, for sure. And like, I mean, with those conditions, hot on day one, rainy on night one,
Yeah,
road for day two, cold night two, and then back onto the trail after all that.
which wouldn't have been in the best condition either, having had that torrential rain the day before. Yeah, would have just had that slight dampness underfoot, slight, yeah, all those extra
Mm,
extra issues that come with the rain.
mm.
Yeah.
And Jashi as well. Jashi
Yep.
Jashi killed it. I mean,
Absolutely smashed it.
Yeah, and I mean the thing with Jashi is like he's still new to backyard ultras. Like he just qualified for the Sat Champs last year by running his 56 at
Seven,
Red, 57
57.
at
Yeah.
Reds. That was only just over 12 months ago. So he's still so
Yep.
new to make it to Sat Champs and then to Bigs. Awesome, and he'll be back and bigger and better than ever, I reckon.
100%. And he said for his feedback was just that he underestimated the toughness of the Bigs course, and
Yeah.
totally believable. Also being thrown out onto the road for 36 hours instead of trail and road, and then back onto trail after 36 hours on a road. I can't even imagine being forced to do that. And yeah, look, it's just yeah, he had a fantastic event. And yeah, it is what it is. 56 is still a phenomenal result again.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, Smurfs results.
Yeah, sure. Just before we do that,
Yeah.
obviously with Big's results, you've had an interview with Phil already
Yep. Phil and Dan have
and
both come
Dan.
on. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, both obviously good podcasts to jump on over and listen to while you're there.
Oh,
While you're here, I mean.
yeah.
Finish this one, then jump on and over
Yeah.
to listen to the rest. Um, yeah, Smurfs results. Let's jump into it, shall we?
Yeah.
I think the Smurfs event pretty much went as expected. It was a hot, tough weekend, but it looked like as usual a very very decent event.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure. I mean, they're all hard nuts up there, up in far north Queensland. And
I think you have to be, and especially taking on a course like that. It's a tough course as well.
yeah, I mean, there was a big turnout, 163 runners, I think.
That's right. Yeah, 163 starters. It's up from 154 last year, 102 the year before. So it's steadily growing as a lot of these events tend to be.
Yeah.
Of those 163, there are 101 first timers.
Mm.
So massive. Again, like every event, we see just huge numbers of first timers in backyard ultras at the moment. So
Yeah.
yeah, pretty
How good is
impressive.
that? Yeah. And I saw a new female course record. Kelly
That's right.
Romano, 25 yards.
That's right. A four yard PB for Kelly. And yeah, she set that new course record by 3 yards. So massive growth on there. She was also the top performing female last year as well. So
No,
yeah, she's got a decent event. I think she was
back to
on
back.
debut last year.
She
Yeah,
went back to back.
that's right.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah,
That guy who won, Norman Eagle, like he's obviously a real hard nut.
yeah, he's a pretty impressive looking guy. This was actually only his second backyard ultra.
Yeah,
His previous PB was 12 at last year's Smurfs event. Um, but yeah, what did he do this year? 29. Yeah, so Murray, the assist came in on lap 28 with 30 seconds to spare.
right.
Um, it looked like he wasn't going to make it. He got in with 30 seconds to spare, and yeah, at that point, while he was done, and then Norman had to go out for one more yard, which he did. Obviously, had no issues doing so. But yeah, he had a previous PB of 12 yards, so he's jumped up 17 yards on his second run.
Mm.
Massive win. But yeah, as you say, hard nut. Only 2 weeks before Smurfs. You know what he was doing?
Yeah, well, some powerlifting competition or something.
He, yeah, he was competing in a powerlifting competition. I'm not sure what his results were in that, but
Yeah.
yeah, to back up 2 weeks later and do 29 yards is pretty impressive. He's
Well, I
also
mean,
sorry.
I was going to, but he's a real hard nut, so I reckon he would have done well in that powerlifting competition. I've got no doubt.
Yeah, he's also doing a challenge at the moment. He's doing 300 burpees a day,
Wow.
and he actually hit the gym the morning of the race to hit that goal before starting Smurfs.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's a machine. This guy. Yeah, I reckon he might just give Daryl Tollett a run for the money as far as the buffest dude running backyards at the moment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now, yeah, there are some hard nuts up there in Queensland. Blaine Burke, he's from Queensland too, and he's killing it
Yeah.
down here at King of the Hill, like we mentioned.
Yep.
Anything else stand out to you in that Smurfs race?
Yeah, so it was pretty impressive. Of the 42 had run a backyard before, 22 hit new PBs.
Yeah.
Obviously including Norman out front, Murray as the assist. He was also the assist last year. He had a 3-yard PB.
Yeah.
Kevin Duro's in third, a 12-yard PB to 27. Daniel Hannaford in fourth, a 5-yard PB to 26.
Yeah.
Kelly Romano, as we mentioned, in fifth, 4-yard PB to 25. And then we had, to round out the 24-yard plus runners, Cadell Pierce, who's new to backyards. First backyard ultra, did 24 yards.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then, yeah, behind him was the next closest results with the horde of runners that did 15 yards. And then that little handful that just push on to do 16. But every one of those that did 15 or above in that block either beat or equaled their previous PB as well. So massive, massive results, all from 15 yards up.
Yeah, unreal.
Yeah, very impressive looking event. Everyone, really pushed on the day. And I think that, as always, the Smurfs just puts on a good event.
Yep, awesome. And Reds, you ran at Reds.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Well done. You ran a PB.
Yep. Yeah, 3-yard PB for me. I was one of those who finished my run at 15 yards after spending most of the first day convincing newcomers that they don't want to quit at 15 because everyone quits at 15. So you want to go that one more, go to 16. But yeah, unfortunately for myself, I just couldn't do it on the day. I had some pretty deep blisters on the back of my heels that just were causing me too much pain. And I walked that 15th yard in and had about a minute to spare and just went, I'm not gonna be able to make the time cut off on 16, and went, I don't want to spend another hour in pain just to miss out. So I regret not going out for 16, but it's given me a goal again. Obviously, I've PB'd every event so far, so I'm just going to push next time, go that little bit further.
Yeah, and this was your first time running on the Reds course, which is where the Australian Sat Champs are going to be next year. So what are your thoughts on the course?
I love the course. It was fantastic. Yeah. Very, very well maintained grounds, freshly mowed. We went out and did a recce the day before with Bilbo giving us the tour.
Yep.
Me and the Sheikies went out and we had a bit of look around the course. He gave us the full guide. Yeah, it's well maintained, easy, not flat, but the hills are just long rolling, sort of just up and down, and not at any point do you really feel like you're climbing or running downhill. It's just constant, just up and down, moving steadily and fast. There'll be a slight course change next year for Sat Champs, I believe. That hasn't been locked in yet, but I think they're just changing a little bit just to get rid of one of the exposed sections to make it a bit more shady around a tree line. But we'll find out more about that when they lock that in next year. Whether or not next Reds in August will be on that course or not to trial it out pre Sat Champs, I'm not sure, but I'll keep an eye on that event, and I think it's got pretty good future. Obviously, Sat Champs in October, but they're also a silver ticket in August. So it's going to be a massive year on the Reds calendar.
Yeah. And tell me, how are most people running the course? So how did you run it? Were you running to time, or were you walking up certain sections, or how were you doing it?
Yeah, I pretty much looked at the course on the recce. Bilbo gave us his tour and honestly, I can't remember. He was like, we're going to run this block, which is about 300 meters, then we'll walk this 100 meters, then we'll run this, then we'll walk this, then we'll run that. He had his plan set in stone, and obviously he's done 1,000 yards on that course in his training, so he knew exactly what he was doing. I looked at it and went, no, look, this is a good course. I didn't run to time. I kind of just went, right, there's some obvious downs and a couple of obvious ups. I just went, right, I'm going to walk this section, I'm going to run this section. And I just kept myself comfortable on the day. But a lot of my day, obviously it was only one day, 15 yards, but I socialized. And that, I think, drove whether I was running or walking, just depended on who I was with and what they were doing. I wasn't putting myself out as far as not keeping to my plan, but I was more than happy to just, have some chats, have some laughs, and have some fun.
Yeah, awesome. Ezra Dingo, he is the real deal.
Yeah, now this he is an absolute gun. So he obviously back in September, all that long time ago, he won Sydney's Backyard Ultra on 54 yards. 5 weeks later, he's come down to Reds and he's backed it up with his second victory in 5 weeks on 53 yards.
Yeah.
That's actually the shortest gap between victories in Australian backyard history,
Right.
which is, yeah, just phenomenal. But again, I've said it a few times today. But yeah, from the start, he looked super comfortable, and right through the event, just was cruising, socializing, up the front, up the back, just sort of doing his laps, same as anyone else, just sort of really casual, really social the whole time.
Yeah.
And yeah, despite his recent massive effort at Sydney's, he looked great at Reds, and he could have still gone a lot further. I've no idea how far he can go yet. He's yet to be really tested, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what's next on his calendar.
Yeah.
I think we need to keep an eye on him in 2026, if not,
Oh, yeah.
well, probably not another event this year. He might deserve a break, but
Yeah.
he's got plenty of chances to find someone that can assist him to get him onto the Aussie team. I
Yeah.
don't know that they'll beat him, but they'll assist him to the team.
Well, the thing is with, I mean, this performance at Reds or this result at Reds
Yeah,
really does prove or show how hard it is to break 60 in a
yeah,
backyard ultra
yeah.
because this was a quality field.
It was.
It's
Yeah.
rough, and Nachi was the assist. Um, yeah, 60's a really hard thing to do. So, but
Cracking
so is 50.
50 is a hard thing to do.
Yeah,
Getting
so
through
is 50.
two full days
Yeah,
is
yeah.
proving difficult in itself.
Yeah. But so yeah, 5 weeks apart. That's just
Yeah.
that impresses me, Wazza. That
Yeah.
impresses me.
100%. And at both events looked capable of doing 60 plus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love to have seen him have the opportunity. Yeah. Hopefully his next event, 60 is just getting him started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what his plan is. Did you have a chin wag with him out there on course or
His plan in terms of like how far he thought he could go,
or
or
his plan as far as how is he going to make it onto the Australian team?
this event was hopefully the one to get him there. I don't think he's locked any events in for 2026 yet. He's got a few things coming up on his calendar that he's working around, obviously. But yeah, I think next year he's sort of looking at a couple of silver ticket events, but also potentially just something that can get him to go long.
Yeah. So if you were his manager, what would you
Yeah,
advise? Like what race would you tell him to do?
I've already told him that he's probably worth flying over the Hurdies next year.
Oh yeah.
I think that's got good potential. It's a silver ticket. It's also a decent event that can also, with the silver ticket, I think, it's got, like any silver ticket event, it's going to attract some bigger names.
Yeah.
Might be enough to get him there. Flight right across the country, though, so it's a bigger deal than two relatively Sydney events.
Mm.
He's also got Sydney's in April as potential. And then there's, obviously a bunch more. Worst case scenario, he's got Reds.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
a
I
silver
think
ticket, and he's proven that he can go long on that course.
yeah, I think that there's three non-silver ticket races that could go for long enough to qualify people. Like
Yep.
Dead Cow Gully, always.
Yeah. Yeah.
No Time to Die,
Mm-hmm.
and Melbourne.
Yep.
I think that those three are three races that are not silver tickets that could potentially go long enough to get some qualifying amount of yards.
I'll throw another course in that mix. I
Yep.
think the Coffs Harbour course
Ooh.
has got potential to go long.
Yep.
The issue with the Coffs Harbour event is that it's got so many people, and it's not necessarily as attractive for those who are going the really long distances. But I think that course itself is got easy potential for a long one.
Yeah. Clint Eastwood could be a good one for him.
Yeah, yeah, that's proven. proven to have a few 70 plus results. So
Yeah,
it's yeah,
and I mean it's a silver ticket, so
it is too. Yeah.
yeah,
So it's just going to be one of those things, trying to find an event that attracts someone else that's going to get him there. Because
yeah.
even if you don't get that silver, I think he's got enough to get there based on distance alone.
Yeah, for sure. I do think that all the silver ticket races left, they're all going to produce big numbers. I don't think it's going to be like last time where you had a couple finish in the 30s. I
Yeah.
reckon they'll all be 50s, pushing 60s and
Yep.
beyond.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a conversation with a couple of people about silver ticket events at Reds, and obviously they're fantastic and they do great things for the team, but they are an interesting factor because the person qualifying for the Aussie team can potentially get through with a much lower score or
Mm.
much lower yard count. Not so likely these days, obviously, because there's a lot more drive to get there. But a few years back, you could qualify, or even last year, you could qualify for the Aussie team with a score, a yard count in the 30s.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening this time around, but it'd be an interesting stipulation to add to a silver ticket that to get the silver ticket, you also need to have done 48 plus.
Well, I've heard Laz talk about the silver tickets, and the way he
Okay.
seems to think about it is that the at-large list are for the is for the way for the the very best to qualify, and the
Yeah.
silver tickets are for the up and comers. So I don't mind. I don't know if I've told you my idea, but my idea is that each 5 states have a silver ticket race, all on the same day, starting at the same
Yeah.
time. So it's
Yep.
like an Australian Sat Champs,
Yep.
and that way you've got a state champion getting the silver ticket and going to represent their state.
Yeah. Yeah.
The teams.
Um, Japan does that. Last time I
Yeah,
was standing, I think they did that with their last event. It was an interesting factor because obviously running them all on the same day meant you didn't get the big group of big time runners all hitting that same silver ticket event. It gives everyone only that one chance to win a silver ticket.
yeah,
Whereas right now, if you really were keen,
yeah.
you could do the 5. But it's an interesting event, like concept. Yeah.
The thing,
Uh,
the thing with Japan, because it's such a like geographically, it's a small country. If
yeah.
all the silver tickets were on different dates there, you could have
Yeah.
just the same runners just at
For
each
sure.
race trying to win that.
Yeah.
So I think it's good that they do it like that as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
The other
I
the
love
other
my.
idea
Oh,
the
sorry.
other idea or concept for silver tickets would be to make it, what were we saying? Or not necessarily silver tickets, but the way to change the Sat Champs team would be to have your, you know, 5 top women, 5 top men, and then the next 5 are based on an at large or the I guess the rest, whether or not
Yeah.
they're silver tickets or whether they're the rest of the list. But it would be an interesting way to get the women's representation in the bigger events as well.
Hmm.
The problem with that is trying to enforce that globally. Laz would have to apply a rule that said this is how all Sat Champs teams are going to be made from this point forward.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to see because obviously some countries the women are outpacing the men, and in others there's quite a bit more discrepancy. But all in all, they're fairly equal, and I think that's an option for moving forward to make it a truly interesting event.
Yeah, well, that is something I've thought about as well. And I was thinking that instead of having the one way of qualifying and all countries follow the same kind of
Yeah,
formula, is that there's 3 or 4 formulas available, and each country can choose
yeah,
which formula they're going to use to select their team. So Laz can come up with 4 different ways that countries can choose to select their team.
yeah,
One of them can be the 5 females, 5 males, and 5 at large, or
yeah,
and each country can choose, and that would make it interesting as well because you can sort of you can categorize which countries went their selection.
I I think that would be a really interesting one, but the country would need to choose well in advance of Sat Champs as to what route they're
Oh yeah,
taking.
you'd
Because I
need
can
to.
only imagine the politicizing of I would qualify for the team if we followed this one, and this one.
Yeah,
Why are we doing this one? It's the only one I don't qualify for. And you could get that sort of,
yeah,
obviously your qualifications, you're probably still going to end up with the same rough group of runners, but there's going to be a couple that qualify on this one or this one, but not this
yeah,
one. And yeah,
yeah. You'd need to declare
yeah,
at at the start of the qualifying period.
yeah,
This is the formula we're using for this qualifying
for
period.
sure. Yeah,
So yeah, so it's clear.
yeah, yeah.
Let's just talk about Nachi for a second. She's having a
Yes,
good year. Last one standing at Clint Eastwood, and then a new
yeah.
PB of 52 at Red.
That's right. Yeah, Nachi was a amazing. I actually ran a couple of yards with her on day one. She was one of the runners I was most excited and most interested to get to meet and have an opportunity to chat to. Um, and we caught up briefly on the Friday and had a bit of an intro, and then saw her on just before the event started and joined the corral, and out we went. She ran past me about a kilometre in and just said, tag. Oh, what's this? And off she went. I went, okay, cool. And so I obviously I naturally had to catch her up and tag her back.
Yeah.
And that went back and forth a few times on the first yard. And then, yeah, after that, we were able to sort of settle in and have a bit more of a chat throughout the day. So yeah, it was a bit of fun. Very, very interested to hear her thoughts and opinions on backyard ultras in general. Again, women's representation and a lot of other fun factors. And yeah, we just I really enjoyed chatting to her on the day. And yeah, she's a impressive runner as well. Obviously 52 yards, PB of 1 yard for her. She's maintaining her place as Australia's second highest performing female,
Yeah.
which is phenomenal. In the end, that 52 was impressive. I think she'd been struggling a bit with the heat through the event. She had a few unwell moments towards the end of the race. And yeah, look, I think she's an absolute legend. And I think under the right conditions, both like temperature and course, she's got a hell of a lot more to give. I don't think 52 is anywhere near what she's
Yeah,
got
for sure. It sounds
capacity
like
to do.
she just reading her race report, it sounds like she was had some she was spiraling into that dehydration
Yeah.
area.
Yeah, I think so. And that it was a warm weekend. Um, Fortunately, yeah, they had some ice buckets and water buckets out on course at a couple of points, and yeah, without those, I think a lot more people would have struggled. The temperature was, yeah, it was hot. It wasn't. I'm still standing at the start of this year's temperatures, but it was a warm weekend.
Yeah.
Certainly not the temperature we were expecting from Reds in August.
Yeah, sure. And let's just to make sure everyone's aware, like that is allowed in backyard ultras.
Oh, sure.
You can have like ice buckets out there as long as they're available for everyone to use.
Yes, so there were a few things on course that were available to everyone. There was a Zupa bucket not far after the start. It was only available to runners. You didn't have to leave the course to grab them. But yeah, because it's there for everyone, it's not giving anyone in particular an advantage, and therefore it's allowed as
Yeah.
part of the I guess the looking after runners on the day.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Hey, have you listened to all of the Jimmy B and White Kenyon podcasts?
I actually haven't. I've got one still to go. It's that last episode. It needs to be listened to. So I will get to that one. Hopefully today. I've just had a very busy week at work. So yeah,
Yeah, fair enough.
that's hopefully my plan later today. I'll get out for a run and be able to have a listen to that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
awesome. Well, they did such a good job. I mean,
yeah,
you heard the other ones; they did so
yeah,
well. And this one's a real the fourth one's a really interesting one because they're talking about the race. They
yeah.
recorded it after Big, so they're
Yes,
actually
yeah,
reviewing their race, and it's
yeah,
really good. And they did so well. And just so everyone knows, those podcasts are going to stay up on the Patreon page, and they're always going to be available for sale. And the money's always going to go to Ryan and James.
yeah. That's fantastic. Yeah, right.
Oh, that reminds me. Tonight, 8 p.m. daylight savings time. Me and Timmy Moffat, Hurdy's winner, are going to do a live stream podcast. We're
Yes.
going to be going through all the big statistics and stuff like that.
Yep.
And there'll be no stone left unturned, was there? There will be no stone left unturned.
I'm very excited for this run. I reckon there's going to be a lot of fascinating stats brought up, and yeah, I'm very keen to hear what you guys have got in store.
Yeah, awesome. And that's
Before we go any further,
oh,
I didn't
yeah.
want to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Back to Reds. A
Oh,
couple more things.
yeah.
Just want to, obviously, we spoke about Ezra and Nachi.
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw out a few more massive results as well.
Yeah.
Alex McCann in third had an 11-yard PB, got 42. Tammy Lovett, who flew over from West Australia, doing her second backyard ultra. She came in fourth with 38. That's a 13-yard PB over her Hurdy's performance earlier this year.
Yeah, I know. That was impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, she was great. I had a good chat to her on course as well. And yeah, I was very impressed with to push on to 38. There are actually 28 runners who did 24 yards or more.
Yeah.
And of those 28, 23 of them actually PB'd in the process. A few people we mentioned last episode that I said would be worth watching, and they all proved themselves. Shane Cosiwoda, 2-yard PB to 34. Jared Webb, who we spoke about, had just PB'd to 27. He's now up on 31.
Awesome.
Kate Corner, who came up from Adelaide, she's up to 30 now, over 24 at Reds last year. And yeah, massive performances from others out there as well that I just want to shout out as well. Simon McCauley got through the miler to 25 yards this year, and a massive 11-yard PB from Ben Russell in his second backyard ultra as well. He also hit 25. I just want to mention as well, special mention to Shane Cosiwoda, who I mentioned just then. His son Dylan, who's 16 years old, he ran Reds as well. He and his dad, they were great together on course. They had coordinating shirts pretty much every yard. They were out in something different, and they matched. They ran the full 15 yards together. Sorry, he did 15 yards. Which is fantastic at 16 years old. They were great on course. They were usually around my pace as well, so I enjoyed watching Dylan dig deep. And yeah, to see him get to the 100 kilometers was fantastic.
Yeah, there's one runner who you haven't said that I've written down. He ran 30, Ryan McKernan. He ran 34 yards in his backyard ultra debut.
That's right,
And like I said, I think last episode, if you break 30 yards in your backyard ultra debut, that impresses me.
That impresses me. Honestly, if you can break 24 on your first, it's still bloody impressive. And there were, on top of Ryan, there were another 6 that did 24 plus. We had Simon Duff on 27, Jaden Roach 26, Cam Hankel on 26, Rupert Dobbin 25, and then Phil Mackay and Melinda Parker both on 24 yards on their debuts. All phenomenal performances. Just amazing all round.
Yeah. And all this information is on backyardultra.com.au.
That's right. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Now there was one non-official event, right?
Yes. So taking place this was a new event that snuck up on me. I hadn't spotted it until only like the day before, 2 days before. This is Armadale Backyard Ultra. They had a Halloween nighttime Backyard Ultra. Since the event, and even before, I spoke to Ben, the run director, and I've managed to get results from this event up online as well as an earlier event which took place in March, which I was also unaware of. So yeah, obviously the results for both those events are up there. If anyone out there sees a Backyard Ultra that is not listed on backyardultra.com.au, whether it's a small event, big event, shoot me a message. Let me know. I'd love to hear about it. Yeah. This one here was a 12-yard capped event, but it also allowed people to start and finish when they liked throughout the night. So it's unofficial in that sense. But yeah, they kicked off at 8 p.m. on Friday night, which is Halloween, and they finished at 8 a.m. on the Saturday. Takes place on the University of New England grounds in Armidale, and they had 34 runners take part in this event, 8 of which did all 12 yards. And what I found fascinating when looking at them on Strava, some of those 8 then actually went on to complete the Armidale Park Run, which started at 8 a.m. on pretty much the same course. So the Armidale Park Run runs on the same grounds. The Backyard Ultra runs an extra lap of the original loop of the park run course. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty massive for an unofficial event to have 34 runners. They had about 40 at their earlier event this year as well. I think it's got a lot of potential for growth, this event. It's a popular spot. There's a lot of good runners there. A lot of the runners here have taken part in Coffs Harbour events. So it's nice that there's something a bit closer to home. It's a good location. And I think even if they could get some tie-in support from the university, I reckon this could be a massive event in the future as an open-ended official event.
Yeah, cool. That reminds me actually, MVP in Melbourne, they run the course goes through where they do park run. And on this Saturday, the park run people actually start their park run like a few minutes after the hour because they wait for the MVP runners to start their yard, and all the people who are going to do park run, they line the course and clap and cheer all the Backyard Ultra runners starting their yard.
That's cool. I didn't know that. That's fascinating. Yeah,
it's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. Any scoops, was there?
I've got another new event. If you want to touch on a new event, yeah, we've got another new one coming up in December. So our next big event is the Greenvale Backyard Ultra. That's happening in Tasmania on the 12th. Yep. You and I will return with a preview of that event in a few weeks prior to it. Yep. It is sold out, and while we haven't seen the starter list yet, not sure if it's a scoop, but Ryan Crawford will be returning to the Greenvale course to defend his title. Yep. So yeah, excited to see how that one goes again this year.
Yeah.
But the day after, we've got another brand new event. It's another 12-yard capped event. This one's taking place in Manly in Queensland. Manly's due east of Brisbane. It's out on the coast, but it's adding yet another event to the sort of the growing Southeast Queensland repertoire. There's a lot of events in that space now.
Yeah.
I think it's free to enter this one because it's unofficial. There's a link to their Facebook page and group up on my website as well.
Great. I do have some scoops.
Yeah, I want to hear your scoops.
Dom Halbert, who people who listen to the podcast would be familiar with. He's from the UK. He's very serious about signing up for I'm Still Standing next year.
Ooh.
And I'm going to go up and crew for him. So I'm excited for that.
Exciting.
I'm excited for that.
That will be exciting. I'm looking at I'm Still Standing. That may be my event for the start of next year. I haven't yet registered. Registration's actually just opened this week. Hopefully there'll be some tickets left because I'm now seriously thinking about it.
Yeah.
I'll no doubt be at the event to see how it goes anyway. Work out my schedule and maybe I'll be running it as well.
Yeah, awesome. No doubt Clayton will be there.
He's definitely running it. This will be his I guess his A race for next year.
Yeah.
He's looking to belt out another big PB at that event.
Yeah. Now another scoop. Dan, when I had Dan Carmack on the podcast yesterday, he told me Jashi is running at No Time to Die next year.
No Time to Die is a good event. I think Jashi will suit that one.
Yeah. So there's going to be some really good runners at that. Rock and Roll Joel Sex Bomb Sexton will be there. Scott Cameron, who ran 50 yards at GV recently. Darren Linney, who finished his last one standing this year. They'll all be there. So I think anyone, like I mentioned earlier, anyone who wants to qualify for the Sat Champs team by running a big total, No Time to Die is a good one to
definitely. Scott Cameron was the assist at No Time to Die this year as well. He did 49 there as well. So yeah, he's got two massive results recently. It'll be great to see him
Yeah.
unleash with a decent, I guess, a decent group of runners around him as well.
Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, and when he did his 50 at GV, he actually ran the next weekend like a 50 kilometer race or something like that.
As you do.
Yeah, I don't. So he could. I reckon that was probably on the in the back of his mind when he stopped. So I reckon he could have
Yep.
kept going. Have we
Oh, he was
talked?
just taking it easy, was he? Another big event. I might as well
Maybe.
just, yeah, I'll rest up.
No, he's an awesome runner. That guy. He's
Yep.
going from strength to strength. Mm.
Yeah, okay.
Um, have we talked about Aussie Alpine Backyard Ultra
We
yet?
haven't spoken about it yet. I was going to get to that.
I'll let you talk about it then. Aussie
Yeah,
Alpine
okay.
Backyard Ultra.
So this is another new event coming in before the year ends. So much for the lull in the calendar that we mentioned last episode. Obviously, there's still a gap between now and December, but it's going to be a big December. This one's exciting. It's happening in Falls Creek, Victoria. It's kicking off at 6 p.m. on New Year's Eve. So like Glasshouse Standing, which starts at 5 p.m. in Queensland on New Year's Eve, this one's going overnight. What's exciting about this one being a new event, it's also open-ended, and it's meeting all of the official Backyard Ultra rules. So it does have potential to go further. It does have potential to be quite good. Not sure yet whether it's, I was going to say Reds. I'm not sure yet whether it's Bigs affiliated.
Yeah.
If it is, then it's got that going for it as well. So we'll just keep an eye on that event. I'll see what's happening in terms of that space. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a very impressive event. It's tough course.
Yeah,
Tough course. It's got 200 meters of elevation. So it's going to be, one of, if not Australia's toughest course in terms of climbing. But it's cool. It's good. It's going to be free for kids aged 6 to 12, so long as they're running with a registered adult. So this could be a good opportunity to see some of the youngsters out there and giving a crack on a super tough course.
Yeah.
There's a whole heap more details up on their website. It's been put on by FOMO Trails, and there's a link from my website to theirs to get more info.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Looks like a really good event. And Miriam Wernit's coming back.
Is it? Excellent.
7th of March next year, I believe.
You're certainly with the scoops this week. That's great. I don't have that one listed on my calendar yet. I will get that up there in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
See if I can get the scoop with the website updated before the podcast gets released.
Yeah. We'll have a race.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all with my scoops.
Yep. Okay.
But yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I don't have any more scoops myself at this point, but I'm always keen to hear if anyone's got any info, just shoot us a message. Both Patto and I are always keen and always frothing to hear some more.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. All right, so I guess like you mentioned, we'll catch up again in a few weeks before Greenvale.
Yes, it's going to be a very exciting December now. Where we went from having 2 events to wind out the year to now having like 5 events to keep us very entertained between now and New Year's.
Yeah.
And well into New Year's by the looks of it.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. All right. Well, congratulations on your PB at Reds.
Yeah, thank you. I'm very happy to get it. I'm very happy to get my official
nice.
DNF. The branded coaster is very cool, sort of little giveaway. So
yeah. Is that a Reds top as well?
Yes, I've got the Reds top. I did my usual. I bought the merch. I've got the Reds hoodie, the Reds buff, and a couple of the t-shirts. I've got the black one up on the wall as well. So
very nice.
Over this shoulder right there.
All right, excellent. Well, great chat. We'll speak soon.
Yeah, definitely. Always exciting to do so.
Yep.
All right.
All
Chat
right.
soon.
Thanks, Wazza.
Thanks, Patto.